boys and girls. Who's ready for a good story today about a treehouse? Or maybe a lot of tree houses. Everything you need for a treehouse by Carter Higgins and pictures by Emily Hughes. This is a very imaginative book. Some of these tree houses aren't going to look very much like something you could have in your backyard, but you can always dream. Everything you need for a treehouse starts with time and looking up and imagining a home of timber and rafters in wrangled, gnarled bark. Gnarled means twisted up. So these kids and their dog are looking up into the tree and thinking about what they can do. You may need to stand mighty and alone, with balconies of branches so you can fling your arms wide and scout skunks in their burrows and moles in the meadow, even if you need binoculars and 10 tippy toes. So there's the skunks. And can you see any moles? Oh, there's the little moles. There's the treehouse. Or maybe it's one soldier in an army of trees. And from far away, you'd have to squint to see which one is yours. Is that my turret or a tangled crown? A grove of generals, your refuge in the flora. So there's the one they chose in a whole bunch of different trees. This is a good one. Whether solo or squished, make sure your tree is tall. You'll want to see sun speckles up close. Look at that picture. They're climbing up to it on little footsteps. Start with blueprints to sketch, a hammer to hit, some nails, and a saw. Don't forget a hard hat for your head. Then brace once and bolt twice, raise a slat on some stilts, and run a ladder up high. Look at that treehouse. Looks like they've built a glass greenhouse all around a palm tree so that they can grow plants inside. With the scraps, you can build a box for the begonias and a picket for the zinnias. Here, tiny slugs, this feast is for you. You can even have this marigold because seeds are easy to sow. Those kids are having so much fun. This might be the best one yet. Of course, you'll need a swing, or maybe a rope, some twisted twine of spun sugar and sap, a way to climb and sprawl out on a limb and slide back down again. Wow, that is super fun. You should build yourself a bookshelf, because you might want to sail sun-kissed seas or dig a hole through dirt and roots and rocks to the other side. This is a brand new book, and sometimes the pages don't turn very easily on a brand new book. When you get hungry in your hideaway, you will be glad for the stack of snacks that you stashed in your backpack. Red licorice and drippy peaches are my favorites, but if you like pistachios, those are okay too. The pirates like those, so we can spit the shells from our perch. Make sure your sleeping bag doesn't have holes, your socks either, the fuzziest kind. It gets chilly so high, and you won't want to shiver under your pin-pricked canopy. But the stars will fall past your reach, and you will need a flashlight so you can make your own sky with spotlights and shadows. And you'll think it was such a good idea, this pile of pillows. Takes a long time to get up to that treehouse, doesn't it? Should the shadows ever growl, it would be nice if your sleeping bag had room. You scoot that way and I'll scoot this way. And did you hear that bullfrog chorus? The best kind of friends share squeezed hands, and they come with some guts and a smile. That's a little bit of a spooky treehouse, isn't it? There's bats around and some shadows. That's a little scary. We won't look at that anymore. You can spill secrets and whispers in a treehouse, because the wind keeps them snug with a rustle, which is a hush you can feel in your bones. That's how you know it's safe. But if your whisper is broken, you can warble and yell. The thrashers will scatter, and the barn owls echo, and the crickets will welcome the company. Beautiful pictures in this book, aren't they? Lots of happy children. The begonias, the whispers, the sap, and the speckles. Everything you need for a treehouse starts with time and looking up. So there's the boy and the other boy and the girl. And they don't have a treehouse in that picture, do they? They've got a little tiny baby tree in a pot. And it'll take a long time before that little plant turns into a great big tree. But it will, if you're patient. So I hope you are thinking about having fun outside. Maybe some of you have even built a treehouse over the last few weeks, or you've got plans to build one. I hope so. Treehouses are fun. See you next week.